Secret of the Golden Flower is part of Taoism. It was written by Lao Tse, or maybe just spoken and then written down. Our Secret of the Golden Flower has a concept called the Great One. That is that which has nothing above it. So this is even, above Shiva Shakti. Shiva Shakti is already vibrating in two different aspects, which is a oneness. But the Great One is what would be similar to in Tantrism, Parashiva, higher than Shiva, absolute. Many words you can use for it, but the idea there is that there is something beyond time and space which gives rise to all time and space. And then that kind of divides into what's called the primal spirit. This is pure energy. They call it in Buddhism center in the midst of conditions. This is what center I've been talking about, When you center yourself, you're really centering your attention, your awareness inside and centering it in that perspective which can experience both the essence and the manifestation. You can move in and out of it as you please. This is being a master in a good sense of the word. You mastering your own awareness. And that's really the most useful thing you can do. So the primal spirit is the pure energy, and then the conscious spirit, they call it. It's a little confusing because in Tantrism, consciousness is everything. Yeah. Consciousness is the same as awareness. But here they're using the word conscious spirit as to represent ego and senses and all of those things, which is also spirit, but it is spirit under pressure, or spirit that is condensed, into tensions and so on. So in one sense, it's an illusion, or at least it's like a secondary reality. The pure reality is the pure awareness, the pure primal spirit. And the idea is that, when you are born, all your energy goes into conscious spirit, meaning it goes into your ego development and your senses and being caught in a world. But then, as you live, you either spend that energy, it's being spent, and when you're finished spending it, you die and you get reborn, or if you don't believe in rebirth, then maybe you just become kind of a nothing, and you have to start somehow all over again, or you just disappear. Whereas if you invest in the primal spirit, if you invest in maintaining that, holding your attention inside yourself, whereas you cannot, every time you have some big experience, totally lose yourself in that, in a negative sense, that you just be, you are caught in it. Then you are losing energy. But if you manage to keep your attention, as we're doing in the practice, in any kind of experience you have, keep your attention deeply within and think about this backward flow. This is not a natural flow in one sense, when you're bringing the attention to the lowest chakra and up the back. The natural flow is to kind of go with the flow. In the hippie days, you just do all kinds of stupid things, and that's going with the flow. It's not really, it wasn't necessarily so productive, a lot of it. So what's most productive is to kind of water your plant, keeping your attention on this backward flow. Down the front, up the back, and it heats up and then it flows up the back. So this is the conscious work that brings about transformation, and it brings about deeper awareness and a sense of oneness, energy and oneness. And I think you're all aware of that when you waste your energy in this outward flowing motion, distractions, everything is more important than keeping your attention inside, then of course you lose awareness by doing that. So that's the essence. The main thing is that you maintain your focus inside. And it doesn't mean not, even, this is why I say when the tantric practice is embracive, but it is not embracing in a way of clinging. It's embracing, and this I noticed, with people who are accomplished in this, you can give them a hug, and it's very warm, and you feel like, you're really being taken care of, but there's no clinging to you. You are free. You're being related to as a free human being. And that's the best way to relate to ourselves, and it's the best way to relate to other people. But of course, it's a big challenge to do that. But here you see a picture of the process. By investing in the practice regularly, you're building above yourself a spiritual being. And the spiritual being is still connected to your physical body. If you're not grounded, the physical, it just floats away and becomes spaced out. So investing regularly in this spiritual being inside you, which is a seed in everyone. When a baby is born, it has the deeper spirit in there, but it gets spent unless you are careful how you live. So this is what meditation in a way is. It's watering your plant, it's nurturing your system so that you become a spiritual vibration. Whenever you die, that vibration remains. And who knows exactly how it's experienced for us individually, but it is definitely real. You can already feel it while you're alive. So then as you go into death, that vibration will receive all your attention, all your awareness is there, rather than in what's called the conscious spirit, all the senses. You have to let go of your senses then. And you can let go of your senses also during life. Just keep nurturing this embryo. Keep nurturing that. And that's what it's about. You can even feel that you have a fetus inside you, which is your spiritual fetus, and it will flower into a mature spiritual presence in time. But it also outlined very simply the three different aspects of practice in the golden flower. And one is diaphragmatic deep breathing. This is a first step in any kind of practice. And when you do that long enough, now I like to also emphasize not just the breathing, but the space between is also part of breathing. And so the more you open that space, the more your heart rate is controlled. Your heart rate slows down. And it's natural, but you can also consciously slow down your heart rate. If you have I know when I'm walking somewhere and there's a big explosion or something, I don't really move or react, but most people, oh my God, they're in that fight or flight mode. And so part of controlling your heart rate is to be in that center. So the minute something like that happens, I immediately go to the deeper spirit, you know, because I'm right in the center of it, and I can either use my ego, but I don't want to be in that fight or flight mode. I don't want to live being scared and this and that. Of course, your body sometimes will react, but you can have a conscious impact on it based on your attitude. And as you practice and consciously slow down your heart rate, you also will have an impact on your immune system. Very good things happen, you know, as a result of that. So that's number 1 and 2, and number 3 is the backward flowing method, and that is the same as we do when we, you know, when I do the guided meditation, down the front, up the back. You are bringing your attention in a way backward. You know, the normal way is to just kind of go with the flow and okay, you're breathing, but you're not really paying attention to it. So conscious breathing and unconscious breathing are two very, very different things. And the purpose of conscious breathing and also letting go so that your heart rate slows down is very necessary to create this backward motion.